And welcome to RTF Sports Talk, back from the dead. I am Michael Buckasha, the host of this fine establishment today. I'm joined, as always, with Matthew Lyle. Matthew, how are you doing today?
No, we're doing phenomenal, closing in on the holidays, so it's a hustle and bustle of my favorite time of the year, Christmas and Christmas Junior. I'm excited, can't wait.
I'm excited as well, man. Happy holidays to you and your family, and also happy holidays to Billy Hatton. Billy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. A little tired. I had the crew yesterday. Well, I'm ready to talk some sports. Let's get it.
And on today's show, guys, we are going to cover our picks from yesterday, just to see how everybody did. We're obviously going to talk Chiefs, Rams. I'm looking forward to maybe talking some Golden State Warriors and just other football-related news. All that and much more right after the intro, guys.
If you came to prove, there's no reason to prove.
RTF Sports Talk. RTF Sports Talk. RTF Sports Talk. RTF Sports Talk.
And now you've got yourself something funky.
RTF Sports Talk. RTF Sports Talk. RTF Sports Talk. RTF Sports Talk. RTF Sports Talk.
And welcome back to the show, guys. Sometimes I think that is the longest intro in the world, but then going back listening to the podcast, I think it fits really well. So for those of you that don't know, we kind of sit here on the dark on the backside here for about 30 seconds or so, however long that intro actually is. But I just want to go over some picks that we went, how we all did yesterday. Billy, I missed a show on Sunday. You and Matthew made your picks, and you didn't pick the Giants game. Who did you have winning that game?
Oh, I wanted the Giants, but I said that they shouldn't win.
Okay, so
I remember that because then we got to talking about should they tank. Yeah, that's right, Billy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So with you picking the Giants win, Billy, you went 5-6. Yeah.
Well, you
yesterday.
would pick the worst week. You would pick the worst week that I've had in the last 3 weeks, where I've only missed like 2 games.
Hey.
You would go to this week where I'm 5-6.
Mean. Let's be honest. You did pick the Redskins to win. You picked Cincy. I mean, like we all picked Cincy to win.
Which was all good picks, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great week of NFL football, like I guess you can say. Matthew Lyle, you went 6-5, some really solid picks.
I'll take it. About 500.
Yeah, and the only questionable pick that you guys had, I think, was Atlanta. I mean, I'm not for sure how you guys can root against my Cowboys like that, but hey.
Well, Atlanta was playing at home. It was prime for him. When Zeke have 200 yards, it's normally a good thing.
Right. I believe that was the 4th game Zeke had over 200 yards from scrimmage in his career. So I kind of want to start on today's topic about the Redskins. The injury bug is definitely starting to hit the Redskins very hard. They're down 4 offensive starting linemen. They're out a couple linebackers, a safety, and then Alex Smith went down with a very gruesome injury yesterday as well, with that broken ankle or leg. I'm not for sure what you want to call it, but that broken limb that was pointing in the wrong direction. In your guys' opinion, Matthew, we'll start with you on this one. Is this the beginning of the end of Alex Smith's career?
Mike, I'm disappointed because clearly you know mine and Billy's records from yesterday. So you listen to the podcast. I said this yesterday pre-Alex Smith. I said I selling all my Washington Redskins stock. I had no faith in them. I think they lost injuries all across the board. And I didn't have that much faith in Alex Smith to begin with. So you take him away, they've been done, but this is just the ribbon on that gift of a season they just gave to everyone else in their division.
Yeah, I think I think this is definitely it for the Washington Redskins. They were on a roll, but when you lose over half of your offensive linemen in the NFL, you just can't do that. And then now you lose your quarterback, and you're going to have Colt McCoy being your starter. He's a really good option. He can win you some games, but he's going to lose you a lot more than he's going to win. The Redskins season is done at this point here.
Well, that was quick and easy, and I have to echo exactly what you guys said because the Cowboys are coming on at the right time to win that division, just like I picked back in the day. So moving on to the next question that I have for you guys, the Pittsburgh-Jacksonville game. This game came down to the final seconds of the game with Big Ben diving into the end zone to secure that 20-16 win in Jacksonville. So, Matthew, the question comes to you. Did Pittsburgh win that game, or did Jacksonville lose that game?
So that's always really a tough question to answer if we're being honest with ourselves, because there's so many plays and there's so many snaps and quarters and drives that really go into deciding a game. So a lot of times when I look at this, I look at ability. I don't think Jacksonville had the ability to win that game. Me and Billy talked about that yesterday. I think they're done. They've checked out of the NFL season. I don't think they had the ability to win the game to begin with. Pittsburgh did. So for a majority of that game, Jacksonville was living above their means.
Even though they were up 16-0 going into midway through the third.
I mean, how many times? If you watch sports at ever, there's always teams that have no business winning, and or at least getting a lead. Now, sometimes they're able to pull it out, and sometimes they're not. So Jacksonville had no business winning that game. So they had a nice lead, but then here come Pittsburgh, which was the better team, the better attitude, the better atmosphere, and the better players. So I don't. It's hard for me to say Jacksonville gave it away when it really wasn't even theirs to give away to begin with. Yes, the scoreboard said it was theirs, but if you were watching the game and if you watched the season, I mean, I guess anybody can beat anybody to any given Sunday saying. But I just never at any time thought that Jacksonville was better than Pittsburgh.
I think Pittsburgh won it. For me, what Big Ben did in the fourth quarter in winning time, for me, it just don't seem like the Jacksonville Jaguars made any adjustments to do anything. The Pittsburgh Steelers made corrections. Now, Mike, to the question. To the other thing that you were asking, for me, I just think it comes down to matchup. I think Jacksonville plays Pittsburgh very well because Jacksonville does good what the opposite of what Pittsburgh does well. Pittsburgh want to throw the ball around with Big Ben, get the ball out in space. Well, Jacksonville has the corners and has the DBs that can combat that. They have fast linebackers, Telvin Smith and Jerry Jack. So I think for me, it just comes down to matchup with Pittsburgh and Jacksonville, which is the reason why you've seen Big Ben throw 3 interceptions again yesterday, 2 to Jalen Ramsey, when Jalen Ramsey called him an average quarterback earlier in the year. To me, it just came down to matchup. But I think what Pittsburgh was able to do in the second half, what Big Ben was able to do, especially with a pretty pedestrian run game, I think James Conner only had like 25 yards. So for me, I think Pittsburgh went out there and won it.
And to your point, Billy, about the matchups, we touched on that a little bit yesterday. I do think this is the final straw for the Jacksonville season. We talked, I think, that we both kind of agreed that the defense had checked out, had given up on Blake Bortles, meeting them and carrying their part. They'd kind of given up on the offense to carry their parts. And they went into yesterday's game with what seemed to be exactly what Billy said. We match up really well versus Pittsburgh, and they thought they could get the win. That would be the type of win that might jumpstart some kind of decent run down the back stretch. Well, now that they gave that up, you look down that final drive, the defense gave up the touchdown, and then even though you really can't expect Blake Bortles to throw a Hail Mary with 3 seconds left, he ended up getting it was a sack fumble. So I think that they mustered up what little bit of courage, confidence, and energy they channeled it into this one game, almost like we did the New England game a couple weeks ago, but they weren't able to get it done, and I think that will be the straw that breaks their entire season, well, what was remaining of their season.
But this team should be good. I mean, if I held a team to 20 points of this caliber, not disagreeing with your point, but I'm just saying like this team should be much better. You know, if I held a team to 20 points, 3 turnovers, you know, Blake Bortles, you got to do something. To your point about they thought that Blake Bortles was going to meet them halfway. It should be impossible for a team back-to-back years to do what the Jacksonville Jaguars did, what the Minnesota Vikings did last year, and you see that defense is struggling. These teams have to get good quarterbacks. I think Kirk Cousins is still that guy for Minnesota, but in Jacksonville, Blake Bortles definitely got to go.
Yeah, and that's what like we talked. I forgot what show we were talking about on Billy, and I remember it was just me and you talking, and I was like, you know, relationships, whether it be personal or professional, are give and take, and it seems like this year and even last year, the offense was doing a lot of taking and not doing a lot of giving. You know, so and I think that's discouraged the defense. So yes, absolutely, I think the defense is really good. I think they're just flustered. They're tired of being on the field. They're tired of.
Yeah, the Ramsey said that yesterday. He said, "I'm mad. Like I'm pissed off." So
in the NFL, you would think if you give up 14 to 20 points, you have a chance to win it. And technically, they did have a chance to win it. But that defense did a good job against a very powerful offense. Carved up Carolina just a week ago. They held them to 20, and you lose. That's got to be discouraging. So I think that's why I think it's tough, because I don't think
sure
Jacksonville can do this. I don't think the offense can do it, and the defense is just checked out of the season.
So I'm going to ask you guys a real quick follow-up question. Right before the game started, the Ramsey rumors started to surface that the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking to trade him in the offseason. The owner quickly came back and said that's not true. We're keeping him. Do you think Jacksonville is actually trying to chop him?
I'm just going to go real quick, Matthew, before you go. Lip service. That was lip service to me. I think they will trade him. He's one of those Richard Sherman type guys who people say is the cancer in the locker room. I think they are trying to trade him.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones they've always said that the further you get away from the ball, the louder your mouth is, receivers and corners. And I think, you know, historically, cornerbacks have only had a 3 to 5 year window. Now, to my acknowledgement, Jalen's not been really injured, so that's a plus. But like Billy said, this is all just the owner coming out and saying it. Basically, all this makes sense to me. You say he's out to be traded. He plays one of his best games of the season against one of the best receivers in the league. It comes up with 2 interceptions with a high-powered offense. And then the owner comes out and says, no, we're not trading him. Well, that's only because if you said, yeah, he's on the block, you look desperate, and you look like when you're desperate in a trade, you can get taken advantage of. But if you come out and say, oh, I don't want to trade him, now you got to come to me with a little extra because you don't know if you're trying to get rid of him or not. So, yeah, I think he is on the block.
All right, Matthew, you're starting to cut out real bad. I'm not for sure if you're cutting out on Billy's end as well. Just letting you know there. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Ever since the bye week on week 9, Odell Beckham Jr. said that the Giants are going to run the table and they're going to make a playoff push. On yesterday's show, you both agreed that the Giants should just tank, kind of just lose the games and get a solid pick.
Whoa! Now, Mike, did you listen to the show? Because
I did.
That was literally my exact opposite point.
Well,
they said they were stupid if they tank.
I didn't say you. I said you guys in general, meaning Billy.
No, there's only 2 of us. You can't say you guys.
You guys get clumped. You guys get clumped as one. But regardless, Odell said that they were going to run the table. That they were going to rattle off eight straight wins. Since then, they are 2-0, and surprisingly, they are back in that playoff hunt to get a division championship in that NFC East. So the question arises to you, Matthew: can the Giants win out, run the table, and win that division still?
See, Billy, my feelings are hurt right now because not only did I not say they're not going to tank, I actually answered this question yesterday when I said they're going to be the Ryan Fitzpatrick of the NFC East. They are going to come out here, win games that people think they shouldn't, And then when people start having this question, when people start having this conversation, then they're going to break everybody's heart. So, yeah, I could see them rolling off 4 out of 5. But as soon as they're in the race, Eli's going to be Eli, throw some interceptions. Odell's going to be Odell, and act a fool on the sideline. And right when you think they have a chance, just kidding, they don't. So, no, I think they're, like I said, I think if Ryan Fitzpatrick was a team, it's going to be the New York Giants. You count them out. You say they don't stand a chance. They should be the number 1 pick. They start winning a couple games. They start looking like they stand a chance. But overall, no, they don't stand a chance.
I don't think they're going to go 8 straight, but this is the reason why I picked the New York Giants to win that division. You know, I said it yesterday on the show. With the roster that they had, drafting Saquon, I didn't think he was going to be as effective in the NFL. He is. You had Odell Beckham. You had Eli Manning. I thought with that defense, I thought that this team should be at best 3 games clear of everybody else. Playing the exact schedule that everybody else had, Alex Smith being the new guy in Washington, Carson Wentz, and the Eagles are going to have to play a first-place schedule now, losing LeGarrette Blount and Jay Ajayi, losing some of those guys on the defensive end. You know, and then I thought the Cowboys wasn't going to have a really good season, which they're not. You know, this is a bad division. They still have a chance, but this division is so bad. I thought with the Giants' talent, they should have won the East. But I don't think that they're going to win it. I think they still should be tanking. That's just me, especially when you know you're going to get rid of Eli Manning anyways. I would be trying to go at least get one of those top quarterbacks, these guys that's coming out, even if it's not Herbert. But I will be trying to get something to sell to my fans that, hey, we're at least trying to get better. So for me, I think they should tank, but I don't see them winning. I don't see them winning 8 straight.
All right, guys, and moving on to the next topic here. Just some food for thought there. Any team that started 0-2 in the last, I believe, was 15 years has not won the NFC East. The Giants did start 0-2. So just some food for thought just to strengthen your guys' both points on this topic here. And speaking of starting off on a bad note on this year, the Houston Texans started out 0-3, and with the win yesterday versus the Washington Redskins, they have now won 7 straight. Are the Houston Texans, your team now in the Super Bowl, are they as good as advertised? Matthew Lyle.
No, they're not. You know, I heard a really good saying watching some football over the weekend. We're not really great. A team was talking about themselves. They said we're not great at offense. We're not great at defense. We're not great at special teams. But we're a really good football team. And that's what I get when I watch the Texans. Nothing. I mean, they do got some great weapons on offense. They do have a stout defense, but they struggle in areas, and they don't really jump off the page at any one thing. But at the end of the day, they're a solid football team, and they are in a questionable division that you can't figure seem to get out of its own way. I mean, Andrew Luck, as much as he does good, the team does bad. The Titans only beat playoff teams and can't beat anybody else, and Jacksonville's imploding. So I'll give Texans props. They find ways to win games. But let's be real, guys. We've always talked about this when we talk about teams winning championships. You got to know how to win to get to the Super Bowl. Now, these guys are finding a way to win in the season, and that's nice. It's a fun story to watch. But to win late in the playoffs, to win a Super Bowl, that takes a level of knowing how to win, not just finding a way to win. So no, I think they'll win the division, but I don't see them, depending on matchups, I don't see them making it very far. They might win one playoff game, but that's about it.
Yeah, Super Bowl, no, not yet. Maybe a few years off, get a few more pieces. But they're really nice this year, and as Demaryius Thomas get more acclimated into that offense, they will be much better. Deshaun Watson is who I thought he was going to be coming out of Clemson after watching him for 3 years. So just for me, Super Bowl, no. But I think that they can probably finish the season, 11-5. The rest of the schedule is not a lot. Tennessee at home, Cleveland at home, Colts at home. They got the Jets on the road, and the Eagles on the road, and then they played the last game of the year, the Jaguars, at home, a team who really don't even care. So I think they can be really good in the regular season, get another 11-5 season, maybe scratch out a 12-4 in there, but 11-5, and I think they probably lose in the first round. That's what I see for them.
I'm right there with you, Billy. The only reason I don't see them losing in the first round is because I don't see them. Well, never mind. I take that back. My bad. I apologize. I was looking at the playoff bracket in my head. I actually do see them losing the first round too because they've lost to New England. So even if they got the same record, I don't see them jumping to the 3 seed. The 4 seed is going to have to play the 5 seed, which is more than likely San Diego, and I don't think they can beat San Diego. Or Los Angeles. I'm sorry. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Billy.
So who do you have?
Yeah, that's
in
what
the
I was thinking. Just the Charger. Say again.
Who do you guys have in the second seed then? If you don't have Houston up in there.
It's going to either be Pittsburgh or New England. I mean, more than likely, just because. I mean, not trying to make excuses because this is either the way they play or it's a down year, could be either way for the Patriots, and you never know till the end of the year. The Patriots will probably be that 3 seed since that Pittsburgh game's at home. I think Kansas City's got that 1 seed locked in unless they just go for the typical Chiefs choke. So I think the Chiefs will be the 1 seed. I got the Steelers at the 2, Patriots 3, Texans 4, the Chargers 5, and then that 6 seed really doesn't matter because I think New England could beat any of them. But anywhere between the Titans, Colts, Dolphins, probably ramble on a couple more Ravens, probably ramble on a couple teams there.
So,
I echo that. For me, I think it's obviously Kansas City is going to be the 1 seed, and it's either New England or Pittsburgh. We've seen the Patriots get hot come November. Heading into December. So I think that 2 and 3 seed is interchangeable. Like Matthew said, I think the rest just falls in line. Mike, are you thinking that the Houston Texans is going to be the 2 seed?
I just don't see them losing to any other 6 of their 6 games. I mean, they play. I mean, they like that Titans game at home is kind of a toss up. The Colts might be a toss up, but.
So you don't think they can lose to the Eagles on the road or the Jets on the road even the Colts at home?
I think they win 5 of their last 6 games. They've lost either coming to Tennessee or the Colts. It's kind of a toss up, but I feel like
my Browns.
But I feel like they'll win.
They just get hot.
They might get hot and they may not tie a game, but they're definitely not going to win that game.
Look, the reason I can't sit back here. This NFL season showed you to steal the movie line any given Sunday, but I can't get behind the Texans because only 2 of their wins have come decisively. They beat the Titans. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27.
That just means they're battle tested.
And the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, the Dolphins. It was about 20+ points. So yeah, Mike, it could mean battle tested. It could mean finding a way to pull out wins, but that's going to run out eventually. Look, there's a difference between finding ways to win and knowing how to win.
You're right.
And I don't think that the Texans know how to win right now. So I'm with Billy. I could easily see them going 4-2, 3-3 down the stretch. I don't see them collapsing, but I don't see them going on a 13-game win streak. And I'll be honest with you, even if they do, the NFL has showed you, and sports in general now, they show you, it's not good for a team to go on that kind of streak.
Right.
So let's entertain Mike's thoughts and say they win 13 straight, get that 2 seed. I think they lose that first playoff game no matter what. And now, granted, it'll be a different weekend, but then that'll be the 2 seed. They'll end up playing the Patriots again.
They've been so much energy trying to keep this win streak alive.
Being the 2 seed, they're either going to play, no matter how it goes, you give them the 1 seed. They're going to have to play the Chiefs, Patriots, Steelers. I don't think they're beating any of those. So, yeah, sure, let them go 13 straight wins. But it ain't going to matter. You're still going to lose that first game.
All right, guys, and speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, the game that everybody's been hyping up for 3 or 4 weeks now, I want to say. It seems like they've been hyping up for a very long time. You have the 9-1 Rams versus the 9-1 Chiefs. After a Shakira concert and about 2 weeks of rain, the game finally got moved to L.A., so it is a real true home game for the Rams now. So, Matthew, we're going to start with you on this one. Who do you got in the game of the week on Monday night?
Oh, well, I'm definitely excited to watch this game, first off. Second off, I think the pendulum swung a little in LA's favor when it got moved to LA. I don't know if it was originally listed as a home game for LA.
It was.
That's why LA got the rights to it. So that makes sense. But it you can call Mexico City a home game, but it's not a home game for anybody.
No. But
one thing I'm seeing, both teams have one loss. Both teams lost to potential Super Bowl contenders, depending on whatever you say. You know, if New England and New Orleans ended up in the Super Bowl, nobody'd be shocked. Nobody'd be upset by this. I mean, that's not surprising. So both lost to the Super Bowl contenders. But I like the way the Chiefs, and once again, we can get back to the last argument, or is this battle-tested, or is the ball just going your way? But I like the way the Chiefs handled their loss. They came back from a loss and continued to look impressive. New Orleans, who almost lost to Green Bay, I know we're using the term almost, but you let Aaron Rodgers get that ball back with a minute something left. Something could happen. They did lose to the Saints. They didn't really look too great versus the Seahawks, which I always consider the Seahawks a late contender. But it's just something about the Chiefs that continue to impress me. When it was in Mexico City, I was leaning about 70-30. Now that it's in L.A., I'm going down to about 60-40, but still give me the Chiefs on this one.
For every great point that Matthew said, it seemed like he was reading my notes. I've been saying this for weeks that the Rams offense really haven't looked all that good. And I said on the show after they played Seattle, I really didn't like how they played on offense, even though they scored 36 points. It just the offense just seemed kind of stagnant. But for me, give me Mahomes, give me Hunt, give me Kelsey, give me Watkins, give me Tyreek Hill. The New Orleans Saints showed you the recipe on how to beat the Rams. You just got to score more points. It kind of reminds me of what I said about Oklahoma a few weeks ago when they had that almost lost to Oklahoma State. And I said, Oklahoma got a really good problem. They're the Kansas City Chiefs of college football. They got a good offense. It doesn't matter how bad their defense are. You know that they're going to put up points. And give me the team that can score more points. That's the name of the game. I score more points than you, I win. Even at home, for the Rams, give me Kansas City by 10.
Alrighty, guys. Here, and just to add some stats to what Billy and Matthew have both said here, the ESPN does have the Rams winning a 65% chance to win this game. It is a 3-point spread, and with the addition of Aqib Talib back on the Rams, their defense may be starting to fire on all cylinders. But the Packers and the Saints have both laid the platform of how to beat the Rams. So the question is, do the Chiefs follow the platform, or do they
have a strong
else?
quarterback play? Yeah, have a strong quarterback play, and you stand a chance. I mean, that's I know that sounds silly because that's how you win in every NFL game. But I mean, you just find somebody who could overshadow Goff, and Goff's having a nice season. Don't get me wrong. You find me somebody that can overshadow Goff and put some pressure on that secondary and nullify that pass rush. You're going to find somebody that can win pretty easily. I don't know if the Chiefs have the defense to keep the Rams out. So I'm fingers crossed this is going to be a great game, like 42-38 or 42-38 type game. But I think that, like you said, Mike, I think the blueprint is definitely there to beat the Rams. And yeah, you got the lead back, but you
Jeff Houston is also back.
Yeah, and you haven't found an answer to Marcus Peters. Like you haven't found a way to stop. He's not hurt, but he's still giving up 200 yards a game.
Yeah,
you don't have a way to prevent that yet. So
he is not good being in a white jersey. He was better in a red jersey. Just throwing it out there. But guys, thank you for joining us today on today's show. We're going to start ending every show with a hot topic, with a kind of a rant. One day we'll go with Billy. The next day we'll go with Matthew. Matthew, are you still on the line with us? What did he?
I
do?
am.
Okay, so we're going to just give you the floor, let you rant whatever you want. Got 3 or 4 minutes. Go at it, man.
Actually, you put me on the spot here, so I got to find something to rant about. But it's not too hard for me to find something to rant about. But you put me on the spot with this, Mike. So
I thought I posted it in the group, but I guess not.
I thought I overlooked it, I guess. So I'm going to take, instead of my rant, I'm going to replace this with answering a question that you put in the chat, but it's something that I'm very interested in. What we're seeing with Golden State, in my opinion, isn't the dismantling of a great team. But, however, it isn't something to just forget about. This is a pothole. These 3-game stretch, you asked about this, Mike. You asked, is this 3-game stretch, is this losing streak? I think they're 2-5, 2-6 on the last 7 or 8 games.
Yep.
Is that signs of more to come? And my answer to that is, Mike, this is a pothole. Now, this pothole could be fine. We've all hit potholes in our life, and there's not a problem to come out of it. This could be something that when we're sitting in May, we have not a care in the world. We sit back and you're saying, hey, 12 of their 12 losses, half of them came in a month. But then again, you might hit that same pothole, and it could tear out your front end. So I'm not, as a Warriors fan, I am not overly concerned, but I am watching that pothole. And I am watching how much. Have you ever hit a pothole and then when you're driving, you let go of the steering wheel to see if your tires are still balanced? That's what I'm doing now. As a Warriors fan, we hit the pothole, and I'm just sitting back and seeing if I still got traction. I don't think it's nothing. I think my car's going to be fine. I think it's going to drive me all the way to my destination. Actually, I think once we get to my destination, I'm going to pick up Anthony Davis and keep driving. But I still got to let go of the steering wheel because there is a chance my tire has a slow leak. And if that's the case, I'm not going to make it to where I want to, and my car will no longer be worth anything. So didn't really have a rant for you, Mike. My bad. I overseen that. I didn't see that. I'm excited to see what Billy brings for us tomorrow. But I saw the Warriors question. I was really excited to kind of dive into that one. I don't think it's too much to worry about, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
I was actually going to say that question for tomorrow because I do believe they play tonight as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I was actually going to see if they were going to struggle again tonight, since they didn't play the Spurs last night. You know, back to back.
It could be the same question tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and also I don't think
question.
they play tonight. Because I don't think they play. They just came off a 3-game road streak, so I don't think they're playing 3 straight.
They play the 21st.
But I could be wrong.
So they're off a few days here, actually.
Play on Wednesday.
Yeah, I overlooked that. That's my fault.
So my bad on it, Mike. I didn't see the question about the rant. Trust me. You let me know when my next day is. I will have a rant for everyone.
Your next rant will be Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, I will work up some nice stuffing for us all.
Alrighty, guys, and as always, thank you for joining us. If you're watching us on YouTube here, we are on Monday now. We are going to start streaming 5 days a week. Will be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sundays, all at 9:45 a.m. on the East Coast time. So if you're listening to us on podcast, be looking for that on the way to work or on your lunch break. But as always, guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time. And be sure to let us know who you guys pick. Tweet at Billy or myself, and we'll definitely get those answered for you, just so we can kind of keep a random toll of who's picking who here. But go Chiefs. All right, guys, we're out of here.
All righty.
Did that 30 minutes work, or do you guys want to go a little shorter, a little bit longer?
Well, Matthew's gone, but that 30-minute works for me.
Okay.
I mean, especially now that we're going to be doing so many shows, it kind of helps.
Right.
You know, anyway, it kind of adds up to what we would be doing if we were doing long shows.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to say kind of football heavy, just today, simply because of the big game tonight. We just did picks on Sunday. I figured it would kind of roll in. It would roll good.
Yeah, that's the way I like it. You know, if we go ahead and preview football, or because that's mainly like, or something like that happened maybe big in basketball, but mainly it's the football because we're missing, the college football with the NFL football. So on Monday that'll be a good day to start there. Okay. Then on Tuesday we can kind of free ball it.
Well,
we can still keep overreaction Tuesday still.
All right, yeah, I actually have some wrote down, and then on Thursday I was thinking we can maybe dive into the BC or the college football standings since they come out Tuesday night usually.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just kind of give some picks and look forward to the weekend type of thing, and then we'll pick some college games on Friday.
All righty.
Does that work?
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, and we're still recording. Shoot, my bad.